recording.
Good. Great. There's nothing I love more in the world than cutting out the recording. Good, great at the beginning of every episode. It's the best. I love it. I yearn for it.
Insha, what's your thought on Little Caesars?
The pizza?
Yeah.
Literal. He meant literal Caesar. What is your thought on literal Caesar?
I don't particularly care for it.
A 2-incher?
Thank you.
I don't know why people do.
Wait, hold on.
Thank you.
No. Isn't that the opposite of what you were saying?
No. I was saying it sucks. It's terrible. It's bad pizza.
No.
It's bad pizza.
It's very bad pizza.
Is that not what... Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, you were on the wrong... Yeah, okay.
No, I'm on the side of good pizza, not that hot circle of garbage.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot. I mean, not that you're right. I have no dog in the fight. I don't remember the last time I had a
Did you say you don't have a Dutch oven in the fight?
Dog in the fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. I have no opinion about Little Caesars pizza, but I forgot which side you were on. Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand, like, the marketing strategy of just, like, making it, sticking it in something, and then it tastes like garbage. Like...
Well, hold on, wait. Their marketing strategy wasn't making it. Here's us here at Little Caesars. What we like to do is make a pizza, we stick it in something, and then it tastes like garbage.
They stick it in like one of those like heating oven things, like those light things where it just stays hot, and then it tastes like garbage. Like, why would you do that?
Oh. The crust is bad. The sauce is bad.
The sauce is so bad.
It's just, and like the pepperoni is never like arranged nicely. It's all this chucked over. It reminds me of like, what is that? Nun pizza half beef. Like it's just chucked on there.
Beef.
No, left beef.
Nun pizza with left beef.
Yeah.
Nun pizza with left beef.
It's just like the sauce, the beef is just chucked on there, like without a care in the world.
I neither confirm nor deny your guys' opinion, but
it's disgusting.
Yeah, it sounds bad. The way you're describing it sounds terrible.
Gross.
Anyway, welcome to Film Runners, the podcast where one of us chooses a film that at least one of the others hasn't seen. We watch it and we talk about it. Hello, Insha.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Hello, Tim.
Hello.
Hi.
This episode of Film Runners is sponsored by Enamory.com. Fine art, paintings, photography, and more from creative couple Ashley King and Aaron Samby. Use code RUNNERS10 at checkout for 10% off your first order.
What is the more? What is more
that they have? They have the subscription box. They have cards. They have canvas prints.
Paintings, illustrations, and photographs.
Jesus, that seems like amazing value for your dollar.
You know what? And all of them are original pieces by a very extraordinarily creative person.
They're so creative. It's insane how creative they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're extraordinarily creative. It's so good. ENAMORY.com.
All right. This week on Film Runners, it was a classic Insha pick.
So classic. I'm so excited for this one, guys. I'm like jazzed out of my fucking gourd. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me
because
too.
Tim hates it. I'm so excited. And I haven't heard like a peep from him about this movie, but I know in my deepest soul that he hates this movie, and I'm so excited to talk about it.
Insha.
Anyway, so classic Insha.
Insha, what did you pick?
I picked The Loved Ones.
Oh, wait, woo! Hold on, cut this, cause Tim fact.
Record scratch.
Insha fact.
Why?
Because
you don't have any.
They're just people are getting used to you. You and also between you and Tim is new also. But
people are getting
kind of new to Tim as well. You've only known him for what, three years or so? So
yeah.
fairly new.
Yeah, this is a learning opportunity for both of us. Insha.
That's roughly less than 10% of his life.
Wait a minute. How is this a learning opportunity for me?
You've already had 3.
You will learn nothing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I will. Insha will tell most of this story, but this story is about the time Insha threw up when she saw some stranger's ultrasound in the middle of the street.
Sorry. Say that again. Insha saw what in the middle of the street?
She saw some person, we don't know who, ultrasound in the middle of the street and threw up because of it.
Okay. So we got
plenty of questions. Lots of questions. Tim, take the
okay. So I want to know more about this person who just decided to toss their ultrasound.
Okay, you asked the only question you know the answers to. Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're absolutely right. It's almost tragic to just leave an ultrasound photo in the middle of the street.
And it's a baby's, it was a baby's ultrasound, I assume. It wasn't like an ultrasound on somebody's kidney stones or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-huh.
It was a baby's ultrasound. Was that your question?
It could have been an ultrasound of anything.
I guess.
But like...
So Insha...
Would that have been a story?
It would have been... Well,
what do you think?
The throw up is the first thing. The interesting part. So Insha, why do you hate babies?
Keep going.
I just don't like them. I don't like to see them in wombs. So
yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. I would, at this point, if we were in a Senate hearing, I would cover the mic and I would turn to my client. You don't say you don't like babies. You like babies just fine. The problem is when the babies are inside of other people. That's your issue.
And I have to see that picture of that baby inside of another person.
Continue.
It absolutely freaks me out. So I guess the small story of it, since it's an Insha fact, was I was coming up with groceries, and then all of a sudden I look on the porch, and I was just like, why is there a picture on my porch? And then I look closer, and it's a baby ultrasound. And I look closer, and I shouldn't have, and I ended up upchucking on the side of my apartment complex. Because I don't like creepy pictures.
So
correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't your dad
my
there?
dad was right in back of me. And then he just looked at me and goes, what happened? And then he sees the picture and he picks up the picture like a brave soldier, and then he looks at it and he's
like a normal
like,
human, yeah.
And he's just like, oh, that's just a baby. And I'm like, throw it away. Toss it.
How long ago was this, Insha?
I don't remember. I think it was during the pandemic.
No, hold on.
No.
I was thinking maybe like you were a teenager or something. But
No, it was like it was fairly.
You're
recently.
both wrong. It was pre-pandemic, but it was also well into your 20s. This happened. Yeah.
I had to be like 20. I think it was like last year.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't last year. I'm sure it wasn't last year, but yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Very recently.
I just don't like baby ultrasound pictures. Just never show me a picture of a baby and an ultrasound. I don't like them.
Too bad. I'm gonna spam you. I got at least a couple.
I don't know if you could spam somebody with 2 ultrasound pictures. I think it's harassment.
Yeah,
You just send
like,
2 pictures or whatever. So although, I mean, presumably it's harassment if you send a million.
It's just harassment in general,
pictures.
and I can up it up to sexual harassment because you're showing me the inside of your wife's womb. So that's not good.
I agree. Tim is a sex pest. Yes. Cancel Tim. Hashtag cancel Tim. Hashtag Tim is done.
I don't know why you decided to tell him that.
It's a very interesting story. I
it is.
That.
Thank you, Tim. Any more questions? Or
no.
Okay. It is, but you get it. You get why I just like remembered. I don't know what reminded me of it, but I was like, oh, we're doing an Insha.
Well, here's the thing too, is that like those ultrasound pictures are so like nothing. They're just black and white.
It's like it's like the opening credits of the X-Files. Like they're
right?
nothing.
No, but they're just so creepy. Like even like the ultrasound itself, like the black and white ones are creepy, But like then you have those weird 3D ones where you can see like the baby's face and like every single crevice. Like no, there's just
which was this? Which was the photo you saw?
It was all of the babies. Like it was the 3D one. That's why I threw up.
That's not a why you threw up. But like that doesn't justify it. But
no, it does justify it in my mind because I threw up.
I do agree. That is creepier than the black and white.
It's creepier than the normal ones, but also it's insane that you threw up because that makes it insane. So anyway, classic Insha. No, yeah.
You're right. Classic Insha pick.
I thought we were like piling on Insha too much, and I was like, no, it can't be, but it is. Now justify yourself for this.
This is one of my favorite movies. I don't have to justify.
Good call.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what we do. What do we do? I'm really surprised that was your Insha fact. I'm honestly really surprised.
I know. I'm very excited that I threw you off guard. Don't worry, I'll cut out all the awkwardness.
Did you hold on? I do have a question. What do you throw up at like baby dolls? Because they're like the 3D thing.
No. It's just when it's in a.
It was the picture. It was sometimes the pictures are like flesh colored or whatever.
Yeah,
is that what you mean? Yeah. Have you ever seen that?
The one we got was like gray, like all gray.
Yeah,
it was kind of like a
the
mold.
Classic. A throwback. The retro. But sometimes they do them where it's like they're like.
Is Insha throwing up right now? Is she thinking about it?
Yeah, she like just thinking about it. Like,
oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly,
I don't like
if I knew that, Insha for sure did not like that. So what we do usually is you say the name of the movie you chose and the year and a brief synopsis, and then we talk about it.
So, I picked The Loved Ones from 2009, directed by Sean Bryne? Whatever. So The Loved Ones is about Brett, who kills his dad by mistake in a car accident. And then
Here's the thing.
And then 6 months later.
Instantly,
and then 6
like
months
a
later,
couple of words into your synopsis.
6 months later, he's an angsty teen that's still grieving. And then Lola Stone is a girl who has a crush on him and asks him to a dance. And he declines, honestly, rather politely, to be honest with you, telling him that he's going with his girlfriend, Holly. And then Lola doesn't really like that answer and enlists her dad to kidnap him. And both of them torture the fuck out of him for a good hour.
Yeah.
I will say, it's funny that you mentioned, before we go into opinions and whatnot, it's funny you mentioned that he pretty politely declines. Is that one of my first notes is that, oh, he's actually like really likable and really nice. When he was like let her down, it was like, oh no, I'm going with whatever. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, that is like, just like, oh no, I'm going with Holly, my girlfriend that I've presumably had for a long time. Of course I'm gonna go with it. Like he was like,
hi.
Will you go to the dance with me?
Sorry, Lola. I'm going with Holly. Sorry.
Yeah, but ignoring that, he was like very polite on top of it. He wasn't just like, yeah, you idiot. I'm gonna girlfriend.
Yeah, totally. He's
like,
totally justified. Like he is not in the wrong at all in this picture.
No. Anyway, so yeah, that's the synopsis. Who do you want to hear from first?
You, because then I don't.
I think it's a very. I love this movie too. I think it's brutal, but I think it's very like strangely pretty. Like it's a nice looking movie. Mm-hmm. I just like it, and I think it's sold by the fact that the main characters, like the dude who is kidnapped, is very good and, like I said, likable, and the girl who gets her dad to kidnap him is she's fantastic too, in the complete opposite way. She's horrifying. She's fucking terrifying, but I really like it.
Tim?
Anyway,
okay, so I'll start off by saying this. I was watching this for the first, I don't know how long, 45 minutes, half hour, whatever.
Well, you should have been watching it for the entire thing. You got to watch the entire movies, Tim. God.
And I really loved it. I thought this was great. I liked the tone of it. I liked the
For
comedy.
45 minutes?
Shut up, Michael. I need to hear the rest of it.
Sorry.
And then there was a
Sorry.
particular scene that literally broke my spirit. Like,
The knives? Is it the knives through the feet?
I literally, yes, I had to get.
It wasn't!
I had to pause the movie, get up, and walk around my house for a little bit
Yep.
to
Yes, sir.
come down from that. And the rest of the movie, I was so anxious the entire time. It soured this movie for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Insha, this movie broke me. Why did you pick this movie?
You broke his spirit. He's like a. Here's the thing. You're like a stallion, and eventually we needed to find a movie to break you. And now you'll be good. Now you'll be good. We'll be able to ride you. You'll be a champion horse now.
If there is any movie
just
to
had
have
to
done
break
this,
you.
it is this movie.
I feel like I need a crown. I feel like I'm so happy. I don't know why.
It's so funny, and it's so funny that I knew exactly the moment, because it is. You're right. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
But the thing that shocked me at first was that you were into it up until then.
Honestly,
'Cause-
when Tim said I loved it, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Wait.
No, I was all
Steady, steady, boys.
no, I was all in for it for like, yeah, you know, even though it was creepy and weird and the gore was kind of there, like that is. I was fine for all of that, and I really liked it. Like the tone of it, like it mixed in comedy with creepy aspects and gore and like, you know, things that make you uncomfortable. And I thought that it was really cool the way they did that. So I was all in on this movie until that part.
Oh my god.
It is
Like I'm
the
not gonna
most-
lie, I went. I was really busy yesterday, so I didn't start this movie till like 10, 20, like at night. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this movie and then I'm gonna go to bed. I watched this movie and it was midnight, and I was like, I can't go to bed yet. Like I gotta watch something happy for a half hour to like calm me down for a little bit.
That is very funny, because in our group chat, I think you messaged something at like 12:15.
I messaged F for respect.
I was like, oh, that's
because I wanted you to pray
surprising.
for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's very surprising that he would be up that late.
Oh my god. Yay.
So yeah, this is very exciting. But so he gets kidnapped. So it's like the prom. They call it the end of year dance or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like their prom.
Yeah. So he gets kidnapped and he wakes up and it's Lola, right? Is her name, and
yep.
her father. And they have him strapped to a chair and she's celebrating with them. And it's very fucked up because they're eating hopefully chicken.
Yeah,
and drinking glasses of milk, which I didn't find disgusting until this movie. Like watching this movie, it's so gross to eat chicken and drink milk.
And you gotta
It's
imagine,
really
this is
weird.
in Australia, so it's hot Australian outback milk.
Oh, the milk just looks so clammy and gross. Like the part when she like chugs. Oh, well, I mean, we'll get into how even more disgusting it gets. But when she pulls his dick out for him to piss, which I know is escalating, but and then she chugs a glass of milk and is like,
Go. Were you telling Porky Pies? Bring the hammer, Daddy.
I killed your dog with this.
and a nail. You've got 10 seconds to go, or Daddy's gonna nail it to the chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You could see her milky mouth.
I wrote that
fucking
down. The
gross.
milk mustache in here, like she had it earlier too. It was so cool the way that they did this, and it was so creepy and like off-putting, but you know, kind of attractive in a way.
No, wait, whoa. I was gonna say yes. Milk is weirdly gross when you use it in the. What do you mean?
Attractive in a way.
We can move on for that. So
No, we have to go back. What do you mean?
All I heard Insha say was dingleback. I have no idea what he said.
No, what do you mean by kind of attractive in a way?
No,
What
I
are you
was just
talking
kidding.
to him?
No, I was just kidding, guys.
I don't think you
But
would,
when-
but okay.
It's honestly legitimately like it's stressful to watch it when he like lies about having to go to the bathroom, presumably to try to escape from these fucking psychopaths, and then she pulls his dick out, drinks the milk, and tries to make him piss into it, and then he can't go, and she's like, well, you better go in 10 seconds or my dad's gonna nail your dick to the chair. It's legitimately extremely stressful to watch that.
But not really like. But I like that because it's such a. It was such a, you know, talking now. It's a funny situation.
It
that-
It is a
It
funny, yeah. Funny isn't the right word, but I know what you mean.
Right.
Like it is. It's like because if you were in that situation, you would be like, "This is funny. Like, how funny is this?" But it is an insane situation to be. in.
Yeah, like if he
For
were,
sure.
if they were going to like chop his finger off with a knife, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is intense or whatever. But like, they're nailing his dick to a chair.
I know what you mean, but it's insane to say that. There's no way to describe it, but I know exactly what you mean, especially because what they're talking about is directly related to what he needs to do to succeed. Right?
Oh,
Like he
right.
has to piss
Yeah.
in order to not get his dick hammered. Which is, it's so stupid. This movie's insane.
I also like the part before that. I don't like it, but it's so funny when she's telling him like is the finger licking good thing, and then
Yeah.
he's sucking her finger. The dad is watching, and then she's getting
Well,
off on it, and then he's just
we
like,
could
no.
talk for we could talk for a fucking hour about her and her dad and that whole relationship. Because it's weirdly nuanced in that like he seems very much, I mean, I want to preface this by saying they're both incredibly fucked up and incestuous and awful. But
it seems
he
like he's
very
the one
much
being
like,
manipulated
of all
by
the
her, right?
boundaries he crosses. Yeah, kind of, right? Like he's given her too much like leeway, where she's like he doesn't want to kiss her when they're dancing. He like leers at her and is like jealous and shit like that, but he doesn't
Right.
cross that. Like he for some weird reason, like that maybe the last line
Right.
in his head of crossing over
Yeah.
to like being totally fucked.
And in the earlier when she was trying on the dress, like he's gonna go leave and she just tries it on in front of him and like he's looking away,
Yeah.
but like she's doing it on purpose, right? Like it seems very
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Her dad is fucked. Like they're both fucked. But yeah, it's an interesting like dynamic between the two where like she doesn't want to be with her dad, but she wants
No,
Well,
She wants
yeah,
to.
but not like
Yeah, I would say
but not like that. Like she wants somebody else like
No.
that.
well, she does
That's
say
no, she said it.
she says that she can't find a prince because it's always been her dad.
Yeah.
You're the prince. That's why I can't find one I like. It's always been you, Daddy.
no, but that's what I mean, is that it's because she can't be with her dad, because in her head she's like, oh, I just can't be with my dad, which, yeah, you fucking can. Like, that is correct.
No, I
But, I
think
mean,
I think the end part is her being like trying to come on to him and be like, not. I don't think that she thinks that she can. I think that she's trying to, and he's the one rejecting her.
Yeah. No. That's what I mean by it, though, is that it will not happen. Like, he won't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, she can't, like, it won't happen. So that's why she keeps getting these dudes, and the dad feels bad for not being able to cross that line, so he keeps helping her get these dudes. Which is fucked. It's so fucked. It's it's insane. I totally forgot watching it this time. I totally forgot that the car accident in the beginning, where our main dude gets in a car accident and kills his dad. Which
okay.
I wanted to mention. So you mentioned, okay, he didn't kill his dad.
He got into a car accident.
I said
died.
who kills his dad by mistake in a car accident.
But you're leading with the most sensational part of it.
Did he die?
Like,
He's dead.
Yeah, say that at the beginning of the movie, he got into a car accident where his dad died.
Technically killed him too. I'm just saying.
Did he technically kill him?
He was in the car and he was driving.
Kind of. Yeah, you're right. But no, he didn't kill his dad. His dad died in a car accident when he was driving. But it turns out it was one of the fucking the zombie guy. So this movie's so crazy.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Especially, it's jumping around a little bit, but the goth girl and
loved it. Loved that storyline. Loved it.
And
I love it so much.
What I wanted to know, like, what you guys thought, and so Michael loves it, but like Tim, what did you think about it?
So yeah, I wrote that down because I wanted to talk about that too, because I liked it, and I wrote my very first note is that like at the very beginning of the movie, that Insha, you talked about it in what was the movie? Stage Fright Aquarius. That movie reminded you of high school. This movie reminded me of high school because I saw a little bit of myself in high school as those two characters.
In the dork?
Yeah, exactly right.
That's so funny.
Except for he gets laid in high school,
cool.
so you're not exactly the same. So
good job, Tim.
we'll talk that on
Anyway,
that on the After Dark.
But no, okay. So clean break.
So yeah, I liked it. I liked that.
I like them too.
I like the story, but it goes nowhere. That was my problem.
No. Did you see the connection? You didn't see the connection.
No, I saw the connection, but like I don't know. There's an arc kind of that happens there, and then there's no conclusion to it. It's just like they had a nice time.
I get that, but I think it's supposed to. I think it doesn't do a good job with landing what it was supposed to be doing, but it's just supposed to show like how
How, like this family is fucked up.
Yeah, this family is kind of
right?
going through the thing that this family is going to be going through if they don't get their son back,
Right.
And it's a little bit kind of not shown very well. I think it should have probably been more explained that Mia was, oh God, what was the kid's name? Kid's name?
Timmy Valentine?
Yeah, like they were like brother and sister, and then that whole cop story would have probably made a little bit more sense too. But the way that they, like, Mia and Jamie's just adventure together is a movie on its own.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I just enjoyed their story as its own thing.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it, and it cut it was very funny too. So it cut the tension of the other scenes. Like you don't want this. You need to get off the ride every once in a while to take a breather. So those scenes were really, really cool, and I really, really like it. I just wish and I don't even know what it would be like. I just wanted.
I agree. It did seem like it. There should have been something to sort of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean,
because that's the thing is that so she lost her brother 6 months earlier, and like now she's got to deal with her dad's death too now, right?
It is sad when her dad dies. So anyway, so the main guy's dorky friend asked this like depressing goth girl out to go to the dance, and she says yes, and they spend most of it drinking vodka and smoking weed in his car. But her dad also turns out to be the sheriff, And her brother was one of Lola's previous victims.
Yeah, here's
right?
another question while you're explaining it too. So he was the guy at the beginning that caused the car accident.
Yeah.
Right.
But what happened to him after that?
Probably, presumably, bled out and died.
Wandered off and died.
Because it kind of seemed like maybe, but
it did seem like, you know what? I agree. I think you're saying it seemed like he was never found.
Right, and that's why the cop was helping, because they're missing his son, and like he was going there to redeem to get answers for why his son was missing, but.
Because even Lola is like, even Lola seemed to be like,
he's the one that got away.
They don't know how he ended up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sure as shit.
Like,
he sure as shit isn't in the pit.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to talk about the pit. I have the pit. I feel like, so I like it. I like the pit, but I feel like the pit. Honestly, I kind of thought the pit would be where Tim was thrown off. If not, the pit's crazy. Like, the pit is insane, right?
And did he build a bone ladder to get out?
He bone ladder with the bodies.
A bone ladder with the bodies.
Bone
ladder.
Right. Yeah.
It's very silly that they have an entire pit underground of people so their thing is, so Lola and her father drill holes in people's skulls and then pour boiling water onto their brains.
Yes.
It's a
to
DIY lobotomy.
Sort of, yeah, DIY lobotomy, which they've done to maybe not Lola's mother, but some woman the dad's age, who they call Bright Eyes, which I assume is a reference to Planet of the Apes. But they've done it to several other dudes too, and some of them they keep in a pit, or all of them they keep in a pit, except the one who got away.
I think I think all of them are. I think through the yearbook they only showed 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was 4 or 3 in the pit, and then Timmy Valentine.
Yeah.
But it's just
and
so
like
it makes me sad thinking about that, because one of the kids in like the thing looked to be like 10 or 12.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, she's in her, presumably...
18 or something, right?
Yeah.
18, yeah. They're in their graduating year or whatever. And, like, if these are end-of-the-year dances, and there are 4 of them, like, her earliest one would have been 13 or 14, right? Like, that's insane.
Yeah. But even the picture, the kid looked younger, too.
Yeah, it looks like they were, like, childhood friends, and then she had a crush on him, and then kidnapped him and threw him in the pit. Oh,
so here's the thing. Do you think
he grew up in the pit?
Yeah.
He was born in the pit.
He grew up. I was born in the pit. I grew up in it.
So here,
they control Gotham.
Do you think if he would have went to the dance with her, that none of this would happen?
Yes.
I'm not too sure.
I think so.
See, that's what I'm wondering, is that whether she, like, this happened to him because he rejected her, or she just asked to the dance, and then when he went to pick her up, they'd just bring the dance inside, or something like that.
Bring the dance inside.
Like, here's the thing,
That's
though.
such a creepy way of putting it.
It's kind of a thing to think about, because, like, if they went to the dance together, it would have totally ended. No, not a Carrie situation, but I think she would have liked him enough from showing her human kindness that she would have eventually kidnapped him and was just like, oh, he's mine forever now. Like,
yeah. I don't think there's any way in which it doesn't end with her being a total freak and trying to kill him. But I do think this particular situation would have been abated by him going to the dance. But, I mean, like you said, they might have brought the dance inside when he showed up to pick her up.
That's what I think. I think she's looking for a victim.
Yeah.
She's just looking for a victim, and no matter what he said, he was going to end up there.
And it's sad. It just popped into my head, but fuck that dad I was so excited when he got stabbed in the neck a bunch of times. Because when he hurts the dog, and like,
oh yeah,
we all know the dog lives, I think, right? Like,
no,
I think the dog died.
Dog died. Like, I'm pretty sure it died on the way.
The dog died?
I'm pretty
thought it showed up and they were like...
No, the dog dies.
No, but, like, she was going to take it to the vet, and it like, died in the passenger seat.
Oh, I missed that
yeah.
part. I don't remember that. Well, then, even double fuck. I'm so glad he got a foot steak knife through his neck.
By the way, I wrote this down. Like, when Brent is going to the cliffs whatever where he's going, and there's that scene where he's walking down the sidewalk with the dog beside him, looking like a badass. You're right. This is a well shot movie. Like,
it is very good looking, and like you mentioned the cliffs. When the first shot of him like climbing up the cliffs looked fantastic too. Yeah, it is a very good. And there's a later shot after he escapes when before he escapes, whichever one. When Lola is like, "Oh, I'm gonna go kill your girlfriend and your mom," when it shows her in like the dusk, and she's like walking across a field, she's in her pink like prom dress, basically, in the dark field. It looks very cool. It's a good looking movie for sure.
Yeah, I like the imagery that they use with the paper like cracker hats, like the cracker crown.
Yeah, with the what do they call it, the king's crown or whatever.
Yeah,
it's very fun. Here's the interesting thing to like take a step back is that Tim is very. I'm talking to you. Tim is very excited and into it. I think he likes horror movies. He just doesn't like, because you seem very like passionate about it when you're talking about it right now.
I really liked this movie at the beginning.
Honestly, when you said you liked it for like 45 minutes, I was like, this fucking shit was like 80 something minutes long.
Like, where did you cut off? No,
yeah. I think it was
really happy you like it.
Oh, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's go to the scene where that broke me. Like,
so so he escapes. Right? So he's been kidnapped. Oh, and here's the thing. A note I wrote down before I remembered what had happened was that like every time he screams and stuff, it was like so raspy and haunting and like creepy and shit. But then I remembered they injected him with like bleach or something.
Yeah, like Barbasol or something. It was blue.
Yeah, it was bleach to destroy his vocal cords.
Yeah, so every time he yells, it's like,
we can't hear
it's
you.
like something. It's so creepy and weird.
I love her so much.
But so he escapes,
which
right?
Which I want to say too before we move on from him escaping too. One of the cool things I liked about this is that there's no guns. Like he runs up a tree and they're just chucking him with rocks. Like the only gun in the entire movie is the cop.
When the cop shows up.
Yeah, that's a good Australian movie. Like that would make sense. Not like American movies where everybody's got a gun and just shoots people.
It is, yeah.
Sorry.
It is funny though once the cop does show up and like basically dies right away, which is kind of a reference to like Misery or The Shining, or just a very funny thing to do to a character who seems like efficient, to just fucking kill them off right away. Yeah. But anyway, so he escapes and runs up a tree, and then they knock him out of it and he's passed out. Then they're like, oh, you can't escape anymore. Because why, Tim?
Because the father takes a steak knife and puts it in his foot and starts hammering it into his foot with a hammer. And as he's doing this, Lola is on top of Brent, yelling at him, telling him to cry. And and the father, the hammering went on way too long.
It seemed like. It felt like he had 3 feet, because there were like a couple of hammer hits for the one foot, a couple for the other one, and then there seemed to be like extra hammer hits.
Oh yeah, there way too many. And like I turned away from the TV, and it like just hearing the sounds of her yelling at him to cry. So I don't even know. Did he eventually cry? I couldn't.
No, he didn't. Break.
Yeah, like that to me just broke my spirit. Like good for him for not crying, but at the same time, like I don't know. That's where I paused the movie and then had to walk around for a little bit.
I agree. That's honestly the most brutal part. The only thing else that comes close is when
the screwdriver.
When she drills the hole into his the drill. Yeah, when she drills the hole into his head, and then when she's like, but the most fucked up part is when she's like, it's the hole's too little to pour the boiling water in because you make it bigger, and he's like holding the guy's head and like blah, 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 like working the drill around to try to make his skull hole bigger. It's so fun.
You gotta believe I was not watching the screen when that was happening.
I absolutely believe that.
But just I think it was her yelling in my brain for him to cry, which also like I don't know. If that wasn't in, if it was
It is.
just that, it's like her, like, I don't know, berating this poor man.
Yeah. But it is endearing that he didn't. Like, I like that part in the fact that
Defiant in some way.
yeah, and him sort of confronting the fact that like him climbing the cliff and leaning back and like, you know, facing death because he feels guilt for like his father's death. And then when he runs up against people who actually want to fucking kill him and realizing like, no, there's like shit I want to live for is very endearing. But it's also cool, not cool, but like neat that he has strength in the fact that he has fucked himself up a lot due to his pain, that like as much as painful as like driving a steak knife through his foot is, he's still not gonna cry over it because it's like, no, my dad died. I don't want to cry over a steak knife through my foot. I don't know, he's an interesting character. Like, weirdly, I usually find in horror movies a lot of the main characters aren't very sympathetic or well drawn out or something. Like, all the best ones have really really well defined main characters, and I think this belongs alongside them because I think he is cool. Like, I like him. He's very sympathetic and I liked him.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like the actor does a really good job of conveying sympathy without words, right? Like, because he can't talk for after 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when the first time when she like invites him to the dance and he's like, oh no, I'm going with whatever her name is, like his girlfriend or whatever. He was so like nice. Like, he let her down so easy. And in just that moment, I was like on his side immediately. But also, he was very fun, like in the very first scene with him and his dad. Like, he was just a good actor. Like, he was nice and likable.
Oh, I was gonna say too, when we were talking about the dad, like the score in this movie is really good too. Like, they pick a lot of good music. That "Am I Pretty Enough" song is baller, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But even like the music in the car, and like he's listening to his iPod, and he's got some metal going on. Like I think I really
music's a really big part of this movie that I think after like watching it a second time, you see how much of a big part it is, because this movie kind of taught me how to do character stuff. Every single character, like Brett is dark, stormy, angry, Holly's seductive and dreamy, Lola is childish and girly, and like they all have these weird archetypes to them, but then their bedrooms also reflect that, the music choice also reflects that, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's kind of the best part.
You do totally understand like everything about Lola's dad. He dies 2/3 of the way through the movie or something, but like you get it, like, you know, his entire deal, like how fucked up he is and how he fucked his daughter up and shit. Like, you get it, and you get her, and like we were saying, the subplot with the dorky kid and the dark lady. They were like, you get their deal too. Like, they're very well sketched in without, there are no like long monologues or anything like that. Like, it's all through character choices and actions and shit.
It is a really, like, the actress that plays the Lola, she does a really good job too of like switching hard characters from like the first little bit where she's like this sheepish nerdy girl to this other whatever character you want to call this.
Fucking psycho.
Well, even then, like, she's playing like a much more confident version of her real self too, right? Like,
honestly, I will like the difference between, so once he's like, oh no, I can't go to the dance with you, I'm going with my girlfriend, like, oh sorry, and he leaves, and she's like standing in the hall all sheepish and like sad or whatever. Like, compare that shot to the shot of her finishing the glass of milk and being like, with her like gross milk mouth, about to like threaten him to nail his dick to the chair. Like, it's crazy. She's amazing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The spread that she was able to do.
I do want to know more about some of what happens with, or what has happened, like an origin story. Like, I don't know if that's too much, but it did leave me, like, in a good way, it left me wanting to know more.
What did you want to know more about?
Well, like
prior to him, like,
well, like, why is she fucked up? Like,
oh yeah,
like what caused her to be this way? Like, obviously, she and her dad have that bad relationship that we talked about, but like, why is it the dad that's fucked up? Like, did he do the lobotomy to Bright Eyes before?
I don't think it's him. I don't think he's the person. Like, that's the thing too. I don't think he's the person who made her fucked up. I think that he wanted to give her the world. Obviously, that's his little girl. And when you give your little girl the world, then you have to make some sacrifices. And one of the sacrifices was the mother, because Lola would get jealous of the mom. And
all right, I'm gonna wait. I feel like you need to cut this off. So yeah, you're 100% correct in that, like, you want to give your kid the world or whatever, but you need to draw a line.
But they don't know how to draw that line. Like
sure.
I'm just talking about this movie. I'm not talking about in general. Like, in this movie.
I think Michael wants to let you know you shouldn't do this. Like,
I'm not a parent.
No. I am talking about this movie too. I'm saying you can't absolve him because
I'm not
he's the one who chose.
I also think that he's a scumbag because he gave his daughter all of this power in order over him, over the situation, over all this stuff. No, I don't absolve him of anything. Yeah. I'm just saying that I don't think it's him who made this situation. It was her that manipulated him into making this situation, and then he just kind of goes along with it because it's to make her happy.
Yeah, kind of, but I feel like it's a chicken and an egg thing where it's like he created the situation in which she could be like, oh, can you kidnap a guy for me and like lobotomize him so I can have him for my dance? I agree that by the time of the film, she was for sure the most dominant of the two. But I mean, it's his fault that she became that way. I
probably kind of this is an assumption, but he probably saw her snap when the first kid rejected her, and probably did something along the lines of kidnap that kid in order to make her happy.
You know what? Yeah, that's probably right. Like, he was probably like so worried about her happiness or whatever, and she got rejected, like, totally normal thing. Like, the guy was probably like, no, I don't want to go to a dance with you. And then he was like, fuck that. Like, kidnap the kid because of it. So I don't know.
So there's my questions about that stuff, but also like what happened with Bright Eyes. Like, we can make the assumption that she was jealous and he decided to lobotomize the mom too, which is insane for whatever. But like the Timmy Valentine stuff, we don't really know much about that. We don't know if the nerd got with the goth girl again.
I assume they got married and they lived together happily ever after.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Also, a total non sequitur, but how gross is it when he forces himself to piss so that his dick doesn't get nailed to the chair? And then when he's done, she says, oh, it's still crying?
Yeah.
She says something. I wrote it down because it grossed me out so much. I don't know why.
It's crying, and then she says, I should kiss it better?
Yeah. That's, yep.
Yeah. And she was just about to nail it to the thing.
Nail it. Yep. You're right. How weird. So another character that I kind of love, but is also very weird, is so when the cool sad girl and the dork are dancing at the dance after they smoke a lot of weed and drink a lot of vodka and they go into the dance, she starts jerking them off on the dance floor. But then the principal comes over and is like, take it somewhere else, kids. And then they do, and they start fucking in the car. And then he knocks on the window. He's like, I meant like somewhere further than school. But I like to imagine the principal like literally like following them like, That's not where I meant by elsewhere. What are you doing?
You know what? He's pretty cool though. He didn't like bust him or anything. He was just like, yeah.
He is. He honestly is cool. He was very cool to the guy getting jerked off on the dance floor.
Like, yeah.
He's like, come on.
He wasn't just like, hey, you guys gotta leave or whatever. He's like, yeah, do that, but like not here.
Yes, do that. Whatever you do that. But do not do it here. Not anywhere where I'm liable. By all means, get jerked off. Don't do it where I'm liable. I did. You know what? I like the principal. He was cool. I don't even know if he's.
You know what I didn't like though? There was one of those girls who were dancing. He was eyeing up on them getting jerked off. Leave the guy alone. Like veer your gazes somewhere else.
That is a good point. Well, I mean, she even says it. She's like, "The fuck are you looking at?" Or whatever, and she's like choking a guy off in the middle of the dance floor. Which, yeah, she's right. Like, fuck her
Yeah,
off.
that's right.
Let her jerk a dude off in the middle of the dance.
They're busy.
Doing something special here. Get out of her way.
I really liked the girl fight scene in the car.
Yeah, that was good.
I think that was like
I like
don't know
that
if it was
too,
the way
actually.
they shot it or the music or whatever, but it was very like real. Like
it was visceral. Yeah, I have that in my notes too. No. I agree with you in that like
it could have been bum fights or whatever, right? Like it could have been a found footage of.
It didn't. Yeah, the way they shot it, I think it looked like a lady just jumped into her car and started trying to attack her with a knife, and she was stopping it. Like it looked really good.
Yeah.
Also, I do think it is my biggest complaint about the movie is that it's very stupid that his girlfriend didn't remember until she went to bed that that girl had asked him to the dance.
It's a real Deus Ex Machina, right?
Yeah, it's very much like, well, you either remember it right away or you never know it. Like, it should have been either, like, it should have been by chance she runs across her or something. That, I would have liked that better, even though that seems sillier. I would have liked that better than her being like, oh, I just now remembered that he mentioned a lady asked him to the dance after, like, fretting the entire night about him not showing up.
And that's true. It sounds like they knew each other, like, because he was... be like, oh, I'll never tell you who asked me to the dance or guess who, like, so obviously it was a salacious name that they knew, right?
I don't think no, I thought it was more he was sort of teasing his girlfriend but also being respectful to Lola about asking him out, you know?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I don't think they were like friends or anything.
No, I wouldn't think they were friends either, but I think that they would know how awkward and sheepish this girl is, and that it would be out of character for her to ask. So that's kind of like the salacious news. So you think?
Oh, then yeah. So I agree with you. No, I agree. Yeah, and I think he was for the most part being like kind in that he wasn't telling who it was, but then at the end he was like, oh, because it's his girlfriend, he was like, oh, it was Lola. She asked me out.
Right.
Do we have any notes else that are outstanding?
No, I do not. Insha, any notes you would like to talk about?
This movie has one of my favorite lines ever in any movie whatsoever. What was it?
I'm going to your house now. I'm going to stab your mummy in the neck, just like you did to my daddy. And then I'm going to stab Holly in the heart, just like you did to me.
I'm going to go to your house now. I'm going to stab your mommy in the neck, just like you did my daddy. And I'm going to stab Holly in the heart, just like you did to me. And I just want that as a poster in my room for all time. I love that line so much.
That is a very
I like that you put.
Cut it in. I'll cut it in instead of you.
No. I want the Australian Insha on.
Of the mummy.
I'm going to your house now. I'm going to stab your mummy in the heart. Such a.
All right, now that you said that, I will cut it in when you said it because you recreated it. But yes, I agree. That's a fantastic line. It's very good.
Oh, that was the other thing that I forgot to write down, but I wanted to talk about. The end scene with the car backing up onto her face. I was waiting for it and waiting for it and waiting for it. It took forever to finally get
It did take forever because it's such a slow, like, zoom on her face of her just staring at the car.
And I'm getting ready for the moment to look away from the screen. Oh, did you guys see like her hand was like ripped off too, like the compound fracture?
No.
Fracture.
Yeah, her like wrist is just like flailing there.
Oh.
And then her legs are broken behind her. She's dragging herself with a knife. It's just, I love Lola so much.
What the fuck?
Huh?
Like he's actually like one of my favorite villains in a horror movie because it's just.
She's yeah.
So
okay.
good.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also just
in
love
the same
Lola
way someone could
so
say I love Freddy
love
Krueger,
Lola
even though
so
he's
much.
a pedophile serial killer.
No, I can agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like she's really good at.
She's fun. Yeah, she's very not fun, but like she's
No, she's
very.
fun.
Yeah, she looks like she'd be a fun
Yeah,
time
she's-
there, Michael.
Yeah, you're right. You guys are right. Where does this rank on the John Wick scale? Tim?
This ranks road games because they don't say the loved ones at all. And
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like you need to just take a minute and revamp the John Wick scale. Not now, but at some point,
Okay.
because too many road games on the John Wick scale. I think.
well, here's the thing: is that like the John Wick scale is because I hate it when they do it. So a movie that gets a 0 is good. Good job.
Yeah, but in which case,
It doesn't make the scale.
so many of them don't do it.
That's right. So
it's
there's.
weird that we're doing
You're
this.
doing great, Tim.
So can we just not do it?
Well, if
Also, it's very funny when you were when you were like, here's the thing. I thought for some reason in my head I thought you were gonna say the John Wick scale is a living document, as if it was like the Constitution or something. I don't know why, but in my head I thought you were gonna be all like profound about it.
no, I would think that we only need to bring up the John Wick scale if a movie is on the John Wick scale.
So okay, so we'll say it now. We're not doing it anymore, unless you specifically bring it up and mention it.
Yeah, we won't bring it up unless they say it. Like, because if they don't say anything, then it's not on the John Wick scale. So there's no point in talking about it.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's on you because I'm not gonna remember because I don't give a shit.
You're doing a good job
So
at
say
remembering
Yeah,
I forgot about
seriously.
it. You're doing a good job. I like that.
Because it's a thing we do. I'm saying I don't want to remember it anymore.
You want this off your plate that you don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
Got it.
Because we added. So here's the thing: we added Tim facts, we added cameos. We got to get rid of something.
All right.
We're getting rid of the John Wick scale, unless you think of it, and then it's up to you to bring it.
Sounds good. I agree.
Okay. And we end it on a road game, which seems good. Which just seems
Appropriate.
It seems, yeah, it does seem very appropriate.
Alrighty then. If we don't have any more notes, I guess that means we go into cameo.
But now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh.
Ah! Jesus. Whew.
All right. It's a my cameo this week, and the guy that I have picked for you to guess the amount of money he is worth is I'm gonna say this wrong. It's Jaleel White.
Jaleel White.
Yes.
Urkel?
You might know him. Yes, you might know him.
Urkel?
Steve Urkel from Family Matters. He is on Cameo. He does it for charity. He has a 1-day delivery time, and I'll give you a hint. Right now, he has lowered his price by 25% for Valentine's Day requests this week only.
Oh my goodness. Ooh.
That gives you a little bit more information.
Imagine getting a Valentine from Urkel.
5 stars, 23 reviews. Do you have any question? I'll tell you that his bio says the original voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I didn't know. Here to connect with fans. Tell me whose day we can brighten with a well wish, birthday wish, or even cheer up a pal. Proceeds will benefit the Dream Center LA.
His bio doesn't mention Urkel?
No, it says
He's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
no. His like it says his name and then underneath it says actor Family Matters, but no, his bio that he wrote. I guess
His bio doesn't say
so
Urkel.
much.
It says Sonic, which, and I'm not going to Google this, he wasn't the voice.
the original voice. I
I
assume
will
the cartoon.
swear in. No, I will swear in court that he was never the voice, and I will not Google that. I will not find out if I'm right, but he's wrong. He wasn't.
I will tell you this though too. I watched a couple of his cameos, and he's a really like nice and sincere
good.
guy. Like both of the ones that I watched were like 5 minutes in length. One of them was like a pep talk for City Financial or City Credit Union. I don't know what it was.
I don't like a pep talk for like a bank.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
But the other one was a birthday wish, and like he was like coming up with ideas for the dude to give his wife for her birthday. Like he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're doing
that's
this
fun.
year because you can't do
you know
lots
what?
of everything.
I've seen him in like
Oh, I can't do much. You can't do much of anything. So why don't you, have a living room picnic?" So he's
That's actually not bad, Jaleel White.
right.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen him in like interviews and shit, and he seems like a cool guy. Like he seems nice.
Yeah.
For sure. I have no more questions. I will start off the bidding at $250.
Now is that that your current price or is that including the 25% discount?
No, current.
Price. Okay.
Or wait, no, wait. What do you mean? Would the current price be with the 25% discount?
Correct. So if you're saying
No, his regular price. Regular
price. Okay, got it. So I did the math in my head to know what the regular price is. Okay. Insha, any questions or I guess one day delivery?
I have a comment.
Okay.
He was the original voice of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Like from the 90s cartoon?
Yeah.
That can't be true. It's not true. I don't
It says
believe
Adventures
it.
of,
He's lying.
It says Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He was Sonic the Hedgehog in 1993. And then he came back as Sonic the Hedgehog 1993, 1994. Sonic the Hedgehog, same person. So
No, he wasn't. No.
he also did Sonic
It's not-
Underground.
it's just
he also did
not
Sonic's
true.
Christmas Blast.
You know what's funny? Like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's funny that this has come up now. Like literally, like earlier this week, I watched some stupid video on YouTube where they had an episode where Sonic was like doing a PSA of how if a stranger touches you in inappropriate places, go tell your parents or a teacher.
We'll cut all that. Why is that funny? What do you mean that's
Because it's
funny?
Sonic the Hedgehog. Why is Sonic doing that?
I mean,
like it's a good message, but
kids
Sonic.
Kids cartoons send.
But it wasn't that.
PSA.
It wasn't that Sonic was touching them. It was that he was telling kids to tell people if they're being touched.
Yeah, but
what do you mean? Why?
it's just weird.
This is all being cut. We're not doing this.
Oh,
We're not talking about
I
this.
found something else. So, Jaleel White voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in season 1, and then Jason
No, he
Griffith
didn't.
voiced him in season 2.
No. Yeah, Jason Griffith for sure.
Who's that?
Not Jaleel White. That's all I know.
All right. Well, there you go.
All right.
All right, Insha, what is your bid?
It should be $50, but $125.
Is that the current price or is that the regular price?
I get the current price.
All right. So you're both wrong. The current price is $149, meaning the original price is $200 for Steve Urkel.
149.
Yeah, it's $149 right now.
Why didn't he do 150?
Yeah, nice round number. Like
It's
the dollar isn't.
$149.99. Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
It's not gonna fool anybody. It's $150.
yeah, who's gonna quibble about $1? If you're seriously considering hitting the buy button on a fucking Urkel video, and you're
won't
like,
even do Urkel.
at
What's the
150, I don't know, and then it's 149, you're like, yes.
we should
yes,
know
please.
you are not getting Urkel.
You're not getting Urkel.
Because in any of these
All right.
videos, I have not seen him do them in character, and I assume he's going to refuse.
Probably just takes your money.
You
and
just
goes,
buy him for
"Oh."
for $150. You just say your only comment is like, "Please say, did I do that?" That's all I want. That is it.
All right, Michael, is this a Cammy do or Cammy don't for Steve Urkel for $150? It's for charity.
Yeah, it's worth it for charity. Yeah, for sure, it's worth it.
And Insha?
No. No. I don't even get the character that I want.
Yeah, but you get just this really nice guy.
No.
What is it when he goes in the machine? Is Stefan or Cal?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, maybe you just get him. Get the suave one.
No.
But it's for charity.
No.
Yeah. Dream Center LA. I don't even know what that is.
See?
It's like Make-A-Wish.
That sounds like Scientology. Never mind.
What if it's just like one of those like sensory deprivation tanks? Like Dream Center LA.
What's happening, Tim?
That's not... You think all that money goes to one tank with water?
Not one.
They
multiple
don't even
tanks.
fill the water. It's just the tank.
No, not even.
This is how,
The
like,
tank.
every time,
I'm just in a dry ass coffin right now. I feel like a toothbrush when it's traveling.
every time you spend $150 on Urkel, they get a new tank.
You think a tank costs 100? We
Okay,
gotta end cameo because we can't talk about this.
10 Urkels get you a new tank.
All right,
Doesn't
that
even
makes
do
more sense.
Urkel, so what's the difference? Nobody
Right.
gets a tank.
It doesn't even do
Somebody's got to end the segment, and it's gonna get cameo.
But now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh.
I was expecting one of you to do it, but I won't.
No, you got it. So we do film, run, walk, or crawl. That's a segment we're keeping. We're losing John Wick, but we're absolutely keeping this.
Yep.
Insha, who do you want to hear from first?
I guess you. Yeah, let's go, Michael.
Film run. I like it. I think it's very good. It looks good. It's creepy and gross in some parts, but really good character segments. It's good. I like it.
Tim.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a film run too. Like I said, I
Wild shit.
I really like this movie for a lot of it, and it made me feel things emotionally that I didn't like to feel, which I guess is a good segment of a good movie. Like it made me, consider my being.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Tim.
It's exciting. You know what? Honestly, now I know I'm just gonna pick horror movies for Tim because he likes them. He just doesn't want to like them. Like every horror movie you've done on Film Runners, you've liked, I think, except Manhunter. Weirdly, which is barely a horror movie. I picked it because it wasn't really.
I don't think
a
I
horror
really
movie.
liked. What was the last one we did? Oh, House of the Devil. I thought was meh.
Oh, House of the Devil. You're right. Yeah. Actually, you're right.
What was it?
But I mean, The Loved Ones, Evil Dead, Insidious. What was the other one?
What's the one we did in the new year?
This one right now, The Loved Ones.
Oh, was that Stage Fright?
No.
No, that was.
No, you like Stage
No,
Fright.
I did
too.
like
That's
that.
a good point. You did love Stage Fright.
No, we did another one like
I don't think we did another horror movie.
maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
Ever since October, I think Insha's only picked
this
two horror
just this
movies
one and
for
House of the Devil.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Dead Zone.
That's not
Oh,
really a
that's
horror
not-
movie. That's,
But you like that.
I did like that, but that was more like a
Yeah.
thriller.
It's a horror movie.
No, but I mean, if a movie like
Insha.
this does, makes you like it did a good job of making me feel anxious, and it wasn't even I wasn't scared. I was just like
Sure.
anxiety overtook me.
It's still. It doesn't matter how you feel. It's still a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insha.
Yeah. So Insha, you film run for you? Or?
Yeah, it's a film run. I love every
Alright.
single thing about this movie, and every time I watch it, I find something new in it, which is very surprising. But Lola's great, the music's great, the cinematography's great, the dialogue's great, everything's great. Top tier movie, number one.
Classic, or one of our classic triple film runs, which we call a full decker. Do we call it that?
No,
Yeah,
I think we
that
call it
so
a
much.
full relay.
Full relay.
Wow.
We got
No.
3 runners.
Why would we call it a three?
Because we got 3 runners.
Oh, fuck off.
I don't know. Call it something else. Recommendations. If you want to see another movie starring Brent, you can watch The Twilight Saga: Eclipsed, where he plays Riley. And if you want to see another,
Who is that?
I know, right?
he's like the guy who comes to like start the rebellion and like kill them.
He plays the guy that Bryce Dallas Howard turns into a zombie at the beginning. Not a zombie, a vampire.
A vampire at the beginning?
To, like, create her army?
I think so. Pretty sure it is.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm getting them confused, but he's definitely in one of them. And if you want to see another movie about a teenage dance, you can watch Back to the Future.
Another movie about a teenage dance. Here's the thing. It's fucking. Here's the thing. No, wait. Because it's insane that you would say this movie is about a teenage dance, which is like, I'll grant you that. But then to also connect that to Back to the Future is even more insane. Like,
am I wrong? Where's the
one
lie? Where's
no,
the lie?
Here's the thing. You get one of those connections. You don't get both of them. You're not allowed both of them. If you want to connect a movie to a teenage dance, then you get one of them. One or the other. But you can't tenuously connect two movies to a teenage dance. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, this one has a teenage dance as its focal point, and so does Back to the Future. So there you go.
But if I was like, I would like to this movie and then this movie, and I connected them with like an extra who had an umbrella, like that would be insane.
Recommendations, Michael?
Just Australian horror movies, which are pretty good. Wolf Creek, Wake in Fright.
Road Games.
Road Games. Yes! Friend of the show, Road Games. Watch that. And those are my recommendations. Insha.
Mine are like the same, just Aussie horror movies, like Wolf Creek, Patrick, which I might show you guys soon, so don't watch it. The Babadook, Razorback, which is just about nothing.
Rhinos.
It's about a large boar, and Killing Ground.
I've seen Razorback.
And that's it.
And which? What was the last one?
Killing Ground.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie that I'd put on the TV.
You
sounds
put
like a
this
movie
on
I'd
the
put
TV,
on the
you didn't
TV.
expect it to like it.
Yeah, well.
I'm so excited you like this one, Tim.
You film Rand, The Loved Ones, which is legitimately shocking to me. So, next week is a classic Tim pick.
Yeah, but we're doing something different, right?
Oh, yeah. We're doing a theme month, I guess.
Theme
If months
3
have,
weeks.
If months have 21 days, we're doing a film month.
I didn't know if we were doing it all together or we were doing it one by one.
One by one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing a...
Yeah, we'll do it one by one. We spend an hour now talking about every single movie. We do not want a 3-hour long episode.
We've done it before. I think it's you chatty Kathy. We've done 3 episodes at a time with Billy, and it worked out fine.
Well, you get a lot of content out of this guy.
I'm nothing but a content fountain.
That's right.
Just spewing content into the sewer that is your ears. So don't worry about it.
So, for the next 3 weeks, we are going to pick animation movies, and these 3 movies are going to be exempt from the normal rules of film runners.
I don't think you have to say that. I don't think it matters unless you're picking.
I mean, if you're a new listener, we exempt rules sometimes. There you go. For new listeners.
Yeah.
That's right. But I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us have seen my movie, which is Princess Mononoke, an anime movie with from Studio Ghibli about forest spirits.
I think is it Ghibli or is it Ghibli?
I think, giblets. I don't know.
Giblets.
They're the ones that make Howl's Moving Castle and My Neighbor Totoro and
Totoro. My neighbor Totoro. My neighbor.
The newspaper
period.
one.
Next
the newspaper
sentence.
one.
Totoro.
The one where the witch delivers the packages.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
And
Which rules?
yeah, witch FedEx.
Which
What's
FedEx?
happening right now?
What's
Which
another
FedEx?
movie that they do?
Stop
Ponyo?
lying.
Spirited Away.
Why are you doing
Howl's
this?
Moving Castle.
I said that one. Hey, I said that one.
When
Ponyo.
guys, when have we ever named every movie a studio has put out when we choose that movie.
Oh, that sad one about airplanes.
Stop!
The one with the pig on it?
Porco Rosso?
Yeah.
Did they do that one?
I think so.
Guys, stop. So, the movie you're choosing is Princess Mononoke.
Correct.
Oh, that other sad one with that little boy.
What sad one with
Grave of the Fireflies?
Oh, that is a sad
No,
one.
I didn't see that one. Oh, Grave of the Firefly. I wrote down Gradle. I was thinking it was...
Oh, God.
Happy, but it's sad. It's the opposite of a cradle. It's not a cradle at all. It's a grave. Good. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Theme month, ? We'll see. You know what? Maybe we could, if it would make it a full month if we got a guest on who wanted to watch a
animated movie. I was just thinking about that too. Maybe we will.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it will be a month.
It's weird that you think about that immediately after I suggest it.
Insha, you know what? We should have a guest at the end. That way it's a full month.
Is this still... Are we still recording?
Have you stopped?
I know. I just don't... What? Sure.
God is dead, so meet the kids now. They're on stage for you. Download them all sick and pale and used.
Whoa.
When I said go somewhere else, I meant off school property.